Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, today we are at this beautiful pond in Black Mountain at the Light Center. And I've got all four of my kids together. Two of my kids are adults and they're both visiting, so we like to come to this spot, but I wanted to stop and do a reading in nature, la la la. And so it's interesting that we start out with the Five of Swords with the Empress reversed. So, I mean, I do feel like this could almost be a personal reading for me, but I called to the collective energy, and I'm part of the collective. So I want to give a couple of different ways that these two cards could come out. Five of Swords upright, Empress reversed. On the one hand, and this is really vulnerable for me to share, but you know, whatever. It's maybe taking hard looks at where we've been deceiving ourselves about maybe how we could be more nurturing with ourselves or with others if you have kids or whatever, and really overcoming. And it could just be programming, and this doesn't have to be as a mother. This could be with your own mother, you know, because it all correlates. This could be, you know, the way it reminds me of, like, in palm reading, it comes through a lot where you know, people will have trauma locks. And I do feel like this is unlocking those trauma locks where, you know, we're born and we're told, tell the truth, always tell the truth. And then we tell the truth and then we get punished for telling the truth. And, you know, and it's for different reasons. One thing that gets reinforced is don't really tell the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Just tell people whatever makes them happy. And otherwise conform, conform, conform. And if you think about it, there's not a fucking honest thing about conformity except the desire not to be punished. And also just, you know, it just feels like, you know, parents can be really neglectful. Somehow, with all the advancements in society, it does feel like parenting, you know, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. It's not easy for the parents because, you know, paying bills is fucking stressful, and escapism is, you know, sometimes a coping, you know, it's hard to cope with it. So I get it from the parents' point of view, but then also from the children's point of view, there needs to be more truth. There needs to be more validation of truth. There needs to be more nurturing. And so however this applies to you, it does feel like there's a lot of accountability that's wanting to surface right now. And it has to do with our own divine feminine, our own needs, as well as how we show up for others. I want to just get rid of this card altogether and just turn this one right side up. And so that was the other way I was looking at it is, you know, just feeling gaslit and, you know, just not receiving enough nurturing. This is kind of because upright, you know, the Empress is abundant and she receives all that she needs. She knows she's worthy. She knows she's worthy. And so this just really feels like it's calling into consciousness, calling into question, whatever, bringing it up that we don't feel deserving, we don't feel worthy, and so we gaslight ourselves. So this could be talking about why we stay in toxic relationships. There's been so much about relationships coming up with that Venus retrograde that now is stationed direct, but now we're still in review, you know, and she's at a standstill right now. Just she's stationed direct, but she, you know, whatever. But so it's really, you know, bringing these thoughts forward about how do we gaslight ourselves? How do we defeat ourselves? How do we allow others to defeat us? And so this can be, you know, maybe these were patterns established in childhood that then we experience in partnerships, toxic partnerships. I always call this my gaslighting card. And it's, you know, and then when I talk about gaslighting, towards the end of my last marriage, it was so toxic, and I felt like I wasn't aware of what gaslighting was, but when I became aware, it just felt like it didn't matter. Their communication didn't matter. You know, he had no interest in coming to any kind of what's the word? I'm losing my words here. You know what I mean, though. He wasn't interested in mediation. He wasn't interested in understanding me. That, it was just about defeating me to where, and it's not like I'm a victim or whatever. Or, you know what? Maybe I am. I like the line, it's okay to be trauma informed without becoming trauma absorbed. The way I was treated in that marriage was very traumatic, and I'm sure I acted in ways that were also very traumatic. So this daily down and dirty is all emotional today, but we're getting psychological, and I think it's important with cards like this coming out, and so it got to the point where I could say anything at all, and it would be automatically taken to something I didn't say. And so that's the gaslighting as children too. People tend to do this throughout our lives. And so I call it the grass is pink, because it was like I could say, look how blue the sky is today. And he would come back with, what do you mean the grass is pink? And then I would say, no, I was saying the sky is blue. And he would say, you said the grass is pink. You're always calling the grass pink. Now, these weren't actual conversations, but it felt like no matter what I said, my words were taken into something I didn't say. And by the end, and I sincerely thought he misunderstood me, because I couldn't, it just didn't occur to me that somebody would do such a sinister thing, but apparently a lot of people do that. And so I would end up I thought he was misunderstanding me. And by the end, I would be so exhausted and drained and confused, I would end up explaining what I meant by the grass is pink, when I knew that was not what I ever said. So I don't mean to get so deep and psychological, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this video, because I think do this work. It's time for us to do the healing. It's time for us to acknowledge and allow others to have accountability, and also for us to take accountability too when others are needing more for us. We're not going to get punished for holding ourselves accountable. All right, so I'm going to try to hurry up with the rest. We've got the Ace of Wands upright with the 10 of Wands reversed. And this just feels like overcoming burdens by putting your energy towards the new idea, the new passion, the new inspiration. It really feels like don't be afraid to let things go. Let it go, lay down the burdens, let the cycles end. And I really feel like these two sets of cards are really talking about cycles being recognized and cycles being released. And then we end with exactly that, because then we have the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. And so with this is intuitively receiving our guidance. I'm so grateful that with these feminine cards, even though this one's reversed, that this one came up right with that Wheel of Fortune. It does show, as we allow cycles to end and we start investing in our passions, we start getting ourselves excited, and we decide that we are fucking worthy to live our passions and to be nurtured and to shift our realities, really is what it feels like. When we allow abundance, when we feel like we are worthy, when we allow ourselves to receive and receiving our divine guidance, then the energy is going to shift. And so I really do feel like with these 4 cards and these 3 being major arcanas, we're at a major destiny point. We are coming in alignment with our divine feminine. We're allowing ourselves to receive more. We accept our self-worth. We stand in our self-worth. We have self-respect, and others who don't, we don't need them. And we hold ourselves accountable so that we can bring this awareness into our experiences and make it a safe place for others to heal and to acknowledge where they fuck up too. And then once we take responsibility for ourselves, we can co-create a new world. So I'm almost out of time, but I really love this reading. And I just, even though this isn't a Pentacles card, it does feel like invest in your ideas. Invest, it just feels, I don't know why, that's been the word. Invest in yourself, value yourself. Know your self-worth. You are worthy of all good things, and you are worthy of allowing life to get better, because it's about to get better. All right, that's all I have for today. Peace and love until next time.